Good evening, everyone. Welcome to TGB1. This is rounds 14 and 15, and we are here in Monaco at the night. It's a spectacular show here, and we are here for the fourth to last week here in TGB1. The championship hotting up 4 drivers separated by 32 points. 8 races still to go, and up first it is Monaco tonight. Mexico to come, but Softy currently quick as 6 tenths clear of Dan, with his teammate James in third, but still a lap to set, and Softy slides through the chicane there, pushing really hard, currently 6 tenths quicker than the rest of the field. Softy looking for his first win of the season, yet to win in season 31, but surely this is his best chance yet. A circuit he's done so well here in the past. Can he get the final few corners right to improve on that 108.7? Dan and James are on outlaps behind. The 2 Alfa Romeos could improve, but Softy crosses the line now. Will he improve on his 108.7? He does. He takes a 10th off it, and Dan, does he have some trouble?
No, it's just ahead of me. Owen went off into the Nicholas Big run-off zone.
Classic.
I'm gonna
Those are not the views of TGB series, by the way.
Not the views of TGB series.
No, you don't. Oh, Softy, what are you doing? He's just impeding my lap.
Yeah, I
I'm
think it's an
taking
AI car because it's retired from session already.
So your championship contenders, leading the championship is Matt. He's currently 5th quickers, won't be improving on that. Could drop to 6th if Martin can improve. Second in the championship, Jonas is going to be starting from the back of the grid. He'll be starting 15th once he joins for the race. Then it's Martin. He finds himself currently 6th quickest, and 4th in the championship. Softy is the leading driver at the moment. But can one of the Alfa Romeos knock Softy off pole? Can Martin himself find some more time to move up from currently 3rd row on the grid? And Dan, has he just ended it, or was that James that had a...
No, I hit the wall. I probably blew it.
Softy blocked my lap, so I can't improve.
So it's all down to James then, coming through these final couple of corners. I remember a famous driver once got stuck there. And James pits, in fact, he does not improve. That's his qualifying done. So he'll start on the tyres that he set his quickest lap on, which I can tell you is the Ultra Soft.
Ultra Soft.
Softy and Dan will be on the Hypersofts, in fact, as will most of the field.
But it's out, so he might improve. He's out on track.
Bullet yet to set a lap time. He's won here before in TGB1. He's been fighting with Softy here in Monaco. Can he put himself right at the front, crosses the line, goes third. So Softy, currently the quickest, unless Dan can find 6 tenths. Does he down to the pit lane? He does. Dan's session is done, and qualifying is over. Softy takes pole position. Can he now go and get his first race win of the season? Can he become the 9th different winner from 14 races? We've had 5 winners from the last 5 races. Incredibly competitive at the moment. As I said, the top 4 in the championship separated by 32 points. John is just starting at the back of the grid for Monaco. What's your strategy going to be?
Divide.
What's that?
Just try
Keep
not
out of
to hit
trouble.
anything. I think I had to do 6 laps of that for a minute last season, which is, well, the season before was not great, so we'll see how we do.
Well, Hammy Fan says hashtag Rascas. Hashtag Rascas. I'm joined by a drill in the commentary box, if you can hear it in the background. There is a drill, and my neighbours are drilling very loudly.
Oh,
and I hope it doesn't disrupt.
Not Minimo.
Ah. Oh, if you can hear this drill, I do apologise.
Did you say that was Mr. John? Yeah.
Mr. John, yes.
Oh, Brighton. We all support Brighton. We all support Brighton.
Man City have played the last of the good teams, Dan. Brighton will do us no favours.
I've always
No
loved
favours.
Brighton.
I've never liked them.
I don't.
I've always had a soft spot.
I'll actually be cheering on Man City on Sunday. Just to see Brighton lose one more match. Anyway, Softy's on pole by 7 tenths. Bullets in third, James 4th, TGB Jamie, what a name! In 5th quickers. Not the views of TGB series. Watch out for him. Can he make it to the end of this race? It's going to be a hard race, maybe a race of attrition. There's going to be a lot of drivers firing themselves with front wing damage throughout this, I am sure. But here we go. Monaco.
Let's hope I don't crash like I did last year.
Dry race. John is starting from the back. Matt starting from I think it was it P5? P6?
Six.
P6, the championship leader, crashing out in qualifying. And the man hunting them all down, Softy, 4th in the championship, is on pole. Is this the day he takes his first win of the season? There goes the drill again. If you can hear that.
Who will drill the opposition in Monaco, you could say.
Right. Here we go.
Traction control ready?
Traction control ready. Drop the clutch and let's go. Right, here we go. Monaco Grand Prix. 4 lights, 5 lights. Softy on the left, Dan on your right. Can Dan take a first win in God knows how many seasons? It's a great start from Dan, in fact. And Bullet just on the inside of him. Got to be careful. Dan goes wide. Softy keeps hold of the lead for now. Bullet is into second and Jamie's into third. What a start from him. The Alfa Romeos are 4th and 5th. Dan's ahead of his teammate still, but dropped 2 places at turn 1. Went wide. Bullet up the inside and Jamie having gained, I think, 2 places into P3. And Dan now all over Jamie, trying to get through. As they come down here now to whatever this corner's called. You can see everyone's so tight, the midfield so bunched up. Thank you, James. Yellow flag is out. Martin's made it through, and Jonas is already, sorry, he's still 15. Jonas is still last. Jonas update, he is still last. Matt, though, he sticks. Currently would score him just 8 championship points against Softy's 25. It would be a 17-point swing in Softy's favour, which would bring the championship lead down to 15 points. The top 4 very close. Martin in the background has gone up into P12. He's past Selene. Steady start though here in Monaco. And Softy already with a 1.6 second lead over Bullet. A fantastic start for the Red Bull driver. Looking to get his first win of the season. What rotten luck could ruin of that today?
Matt's in.
Matt already making a pit stop from P7.
Undercut.
Going for the alternate strategy, then he'll have clean air. There's also a Renault coming to pit lane. It's Mike Noon. Maybe it's for damage for Mike though. But we go back to the front.
Tire, so he's gone for the undercut.
So Matt then going for the undercut, staying out of trouble. He'll come out in clean air. He'll be ahead of Mike and Jack, I believe. So will be able to set the lap times. But if there is a safety car, of course, everyone in front will get virtually a free pit stop. But Softy, 2 seconds clear already, and there's a train back from Bullet. Jamie in 3rd, Dan and James 4th and 5th. And Owen already fighting Phil for 8th.
What tyre have you gone on, Jane?
Ultras. Max wins. Wow. Oh, fucking hell, Smash. Careful.
We've got Martin in the pit lane from P8. Is that for front wing damage or is that a undercut strategy?
Undercut.
So mixed strategies throughout the field. We've got Smudge also in the pit lane, which this does help Jonas. Jonas now into P10. He's up 5 places thanks to 5 drivers ahead, all making early stops. So Jonas, well, he think about doing some sort of alternate strategy. As Matt comes out ahead of Martin. Martin should come out, I think, just with Mike, maybe behind.
In this lap down. No, I'm out ahead.
So we're seeing early pit stops here in Monaco. 3 laps down, and it sounds like James is going to be coming into the pit lane from P5. These drivers maybe feel pressured from Matt making the early stop, having to respond.
No, I'm suggesting Dan should pit down.
Oh, sorry, James is suggesting Dan should pit. But Willie, let's see what Dan the man's thinking. He's currently stuck behind Jamie. You've got to be so careful here. Look how tight the walls are. It just gets smaller and smaller, the width of this track. Softy and Bullet continue to lead and stay out. Do we see any of these boys pit? Does Dan respond to his teammate? He does. He pits from P4. So Dan then, will he come out ahead or behind Matt? It should be tied. Matt may just have got the jump on. He's in clean air. He's setting fastest sector times. So it should be tight between Dan and Matt as he goes on to the ultra soft tyres. We can see Matt coming through the final corner now. I think it's going to be very tight, but Dan in fact will actually come ahead. I think Dan has done it. You'll see Matt come up to turn 1 and Dan ahead, but Dan is ahead of Matt as Dan looks like he clipped the wall maybe coming out of the pit lane.
Yeah.
Jesus me. But Dan the man looking good for a first podium of the season. As things stand.
Long way to go.
Long way to go. Phil all over Aiden. Oh, nice camera that was. Aiden getting a season best 2nd place last time out in the United States. Only behind his teammate. Currently P5 here in Monaco. But he's under extreme pressure from Phil. You can see Phil all over the gearbox of Aiden. Looking for the move. It'll be a dangerous move here. It'll be inside.
Too late to crash.
Wheel by wheel. Side by side. And Phil's done it. What a move. Fantastic.
Wow,
Wheel
could
to
that be
wheel
a
stuff.
safety car, because that is like right blocking the track.
Could we see a safety car for Selene, who's binned it as Aiden pits from behind? Owen stays out. Owen still within a second of Phil. No safety car news as of yet. You can see Matt now right behind Dan. But Selene is our first casualty of this race. He's not going to score points for the third race in a row. But Softy now 4 seconds clear. 5 laps down. Martin has overtaken Aiden. Aiden coming out the pit lane now. Should come out in P11 ahead of Mike, Jack and Smudge. But when will we see the front three of Softy, Bullet and Jamie pits? You can see John having gained 8 places.
Coming out of the tunnel, he hit the wall, I think. Looked like it, didn't it? That was weird.
Jamie may have damage. You can see now the tyres on screen. The front three all on Hypersofts. James on Ultrasoft. And then further down the field now drivers on the Supersoft tyres. Matt, Mike and Jack all going to the Supersofts. Martin, Aiden and Dan all pitting for the Ultrasoft tyres. But everyone in the top 7 yet to make a pit stop in this race. Still a long way to go in Monaco. We've not seen the carnage I would have expected so far. But Jamie may well have picked up damage. And James is hunting him down. Aiden Griffiths is out of this race. The second casualty. All the guys at the front just waiting for a safety car. They don't want to pit now and then for their race to be ruined by a VSC or safety car late on. Of course, a safety car or a VSC would be bad news for anyone 7th downwards. I think Johns will be praying for one. He's now right on the back of Owen, but needs to be careful. Needs to keep his front wing clean. He cannot afford any damage. He'll be hoping Owen actually pits this lap. Owen on the Hypersoft tyres is 8 seconds back from James, who's 4th. So there's a big gap from 4th to 5th. But Jonas needs to be cautious, but at the same time needs to get through. He can see points going away. But as I said, 8 rounds to go in the season. Still a long way in this championship. And Owen's very slimy through here, out of the chicane. Struggling on those tyres. Will we see Owen pit this time round to respond to Phil, who came in the lap before? Phil has a good gap to Mike behind.
Leader in, Jamie in.
So Jamie does pit then, as does Softy, and Owen also pits, which frees, and Matt's out of the race. Championship leader Matt is out of the race. And look, his car's upside down. His car's upside down. Look at that.
Oh, what the hell?
It's Fisichella 2004 all over again. Let's get a view from Mike, but Matt is upside down at the Rosberg corner. Look at that. I hope he's okay. I hope the marshals can get to him. But there's no safety car. But championship leader Matt is out of the race. Will that be a safety car? Jonas has come out just behind Softy. He's 5/10ths behind.
I wish I came out behind Softy, so just come out ahead of me.
That would have been very interesting if Softy was behind Jonas, but Jonas has come out ahead. And wow, Matt will score no points today. He's going to be classified as 13th. Championship leader Matt. The gap between the top 4, which was 32 points, could come down to about 7. It could be 7 after this race.
5. No, it'd be 7, wouldn't it? 25, yeah, 7, it would be 7.
Wow.
Softy will be in 7 points.
Martin currently P7, John is P4. Of course, Martin, Jonas and Softy are all quite close to those two will need to get higher results, but Softy will just be 7 points off the championship leader. Stinks is bulletproof now and makes his pit stop on lap 8. But we go back down to Jack Pearson, who's trying to catch Mike Noon. Runs a little wide.
Oh God, there's going to be... Oh no, Bullet's got me.
Dan the Man comes out behind Bullet. But he has jumped Jamie. He has jumped Jamie, which puts him into a net podium position. Unless James, I don't think James will come out ahead, but James and John is still yet to pit. The only ones not to pit. Let's look at the tyres. All drivers now on the Ultrasofts, apart from Mike and Jack, who elected the Supersofts, and Jack isn't again. So maybe he's got some front wing damage.
Yeah. No.
Chris Thurgood says, nice pace, Pearson. Pearson currently 12th. 20 seconds off 11th. Selene said he knew he'd been it in the chicane after the tunnel. Not the race he was looking for here in Monte Carlo. But now the drivers starting to get a bit of gaps between each other. We wait for James and John to make their stops, but you can see Softy 8 seconds clear of his rival Bullet now, looking good for a win. He will become the 9th different winner of this season. Here in round 14, he'll be the 6th different winner in the row. But let's not say anything just yet. Touch wood. But it's looking good for Softy, the reigning champion, looking to become the first driver in over 10 seasons to defend their title. All gone a bit quiet here at Monaco.
It's just have to focus every corner.
Well, 2GB Jamie running in a very well 6th position. Potentially 4th once the stops have been made ahead. But all the drivers taking it so cautiously, they can't afford to bin it because all these drivers looking for good, strong results here. Still half distance to go in this race.
Feels catching.
Tyre status.
Come on, getting pressure from behind. Force India looking good for the Constructors' title this season. John and Martin doing well representing, but you can see Phil catching Martin. Martin, title contender. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
I wish.
But whilst Phil continues to catch Martin, we do see that Owen also continues to catch Phil. So a potential 3-car scrap here for 7th, 8th and 9th.
Who's that Ferrari in 3rd?
That's Jonas.
Oh.
Jonas has been given the wrong car as he joined the session late, which does give him a 2-race ban next week. I'm afraid the stewards have made a decision and it's a 2-race ban for Jonas, and he cannot appeal. So bad news for Jonas' title hopes. Oh, Owen almost loses it behind Phil. As Bulletproof now is caught John for P3. Will John make it hard for Bullet? John does not have a 2-race ban. My comments were not the thoughts of TGB series. Bullet, in the process of trying to catch Jonas, has just got a 3-second time penalty. So Dan the man, who's only 2 seconds back. In fact, Jonas holding Bullet up here could help Dan close right up. Jonas is making him work for it. Bullet up the inside, fantastic move, and the Williams driver takes P3 from Jonas. Jonas, of course, still has to make his pit stop, and Mike picks up a 3-second penalty also. He's currently down in 10th position, but Softy now catching James at the front. James and John in 1st and 4th. He has to make their stops as Bullet hits the wall. Bullet hits the wall from wing damage. How much will that cost him? John is now right back on Bullet's tail, and you can see Dan just behind the two of these. So, after a couple of laps of some spreaded gaps, we're now seeing drivers re-bunching up together again for the second half of the race. These drivers can sniff better results. Martin now keeping a steady gap to Phil. But when will we see Jonas and James make their pits? Are they waiting for a safety car or a VSC? Will we see them come into the pits towards lap 17 and 18? And the yellow flag is down in sector 3. And Jonas does make a pit stop. Jonas into the pit lane from 4th. Promotes Dan into P4, who is now himself just a couple of seconds back from Bullet ahead. Bullet with a 3-second time penalty, and now Softy, the net leader, is right on James's tail. 3/10 the gap. Softy doesn't have much to risk, to be honest. He's got a 6-second gap with Bullet holding a 3-second time penalty, and I think the yellow flags are out again. Not sure why. There's a back marker. Mike Noon trying to get out of the way, I think. I'm not sure that helped anyone there. Owen all over Phil, but we stay with this for now. It's Softy fighting at the front. Not necessarily a battle. He needs to make dive up the inside. Locks up, goes wide. A clumsy overtake attempt from Softy.
That's got to be a penalty, surely.
And
you've
well,
got to get some kind of penalty there.
Softy made a move, and if James stays out, we may have to see Softy return that position. And Selene, can you stop messaging me, please, on the PlayStation? It is causing notifications to block the screen. James pits then from what was second position. So Bullet now into P2, Dan P3, Jamie into fourth. And where will James come out? James comes out ahead of Martin. You can see a train behind Martin. We've got John, Owen, Phil, all chasing him down. John is now P9. And with Matt not scoring any points here, this is a great chance for Martin and John to capitalise, but they're not capitalising as much as they would have liked to. Currently, Martin on for 8 points.
I hate Monaco.
Currently, John is only on for 4.
Surprised at the lack of carnage.
It's pretty clean, isn't it, for Monaco?
Yeah.
Well, John is going for a move on Owen. Won't do it there, it wasn't quite close enough. A nice 4-car scrap here in Monaco at the night. What a beautiful scene. There's Jack and Mike are fighting with each other for 11th and 12th. Look at this train all behind Martin now. Still 6 laps of this race to go. Bulletproof is hunting down Softy. The gap has come down to 3.5 seconds. Does Softy have damage? Is he just saving the tyres? Is he struggling? Bulletproof is closing that gap down. It was 8 seconds at one point. It's now down to 3.3. So whatever it is.
Whoa, I think Jack's just hit the wall. I just had to get past both of them, blue flags, and I think Jack hit the wall. I think, and now Mike's right by him. He got past him, I don't know.
Well, that's a 4-car scrap here for 6th. Still pursuing. This is fantastic stuff. John is, you can see how much quicker he is, but he's stuck behind all 3 of them. It's his teammate, Martin, who's ahead of this train. But it's a more train. Of course, Martin, one of the slower drivers in TGP. Don't know how he won a title on TGP2. He's a very slow driver, Martin. A very slow driver. Not the views of TGP series.
We need a new commentator. Bring back Koff.
Phil Bardwell's getting impatient. He's trying to go for the move on Mike. Martin goes wide. And Phil goes through, takes the position. Phil into 6th, Martin under 7th now. And now can Johners capitalise on this? In fact, look at this, Owen as well. Will Owen go for a move into turn 1? Martin under pressure, Owen goes for it, thinks about it. And takes the position, nicely done. And now John is looking to do the same with Martin too. Teammates, oh! Martin closed the door, very tight.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, Martin spun himself around.
Fucking hell.
But will still score a point and gain 1 point on Matt in the championship.
Maybe Burnt Mylands is just scared of driving around Monaco or something.
What a joke.
Closest battle at the moment is Owen and John for P7. We've already seen 2 of the 4 contenders crash out here in Monaco. A real tricky circuit. But Softy currently leads this race. The gap 3.1 seconds. Next week, of course, we're at Japan and France.
Yes, Japan.
2 completely different circuits. Japan I do like, also the chance of rain there. France, don't like so much, but still a new track, so always good to give that one a go. How important could these extra 2 points be for Johners come the end of the season? We've seen championships won by a point. Will Johners go for this move? Goes up the inside. Owen defends. Very late defending from Owen. Johners just needs to keep his nose clean. More opportunities will come in this race. And at the front, Bulletproof is now just 2.5 seconds behind Softy. That gap is quickly coming down. And I've got to say, I think Matt and Mon could still be looking at an extra point here because Mike Noonan has picked up about his 15th different time penalty. So that could be one to watch in the closing laps. But John is on the quicker tyres, trying to find a way past Owen. I mean, the best opportunities have to be into the chicane or into turn 1. Not many places to get through. Is this the chance for Jonas? Is he close enough? Not sure. Not sure he is. Owen easily keeps hold of P7 for this time. This is one over the overtaking opportunities into turn 1, but Jonas once again too far back. Owen keeps hold of it. Does Jonas have any sort of front wing damage? Jonas, is your car okay?
Should be. I'm just struggling. I did get Flip Martin in that instance.
Bulletproof with a 3-second time penalty. That's 6 seconds worth of penalties. Unfortunately for Dan now, and Jonas almost loses the car. In fact, he does lose it. Makes a mistake. But Bullet now with 6 seconds worth of penalties, but Dan, unfortunately for Dan, is 10 seconds behind Bullet, who is flying out there. Maybe that's why he's flying. A little too cheeky with the corners. And the gap down to 1.9 seconds. Will Bullet put Softy under some sort of pressure in the closing laps? You can see Smudge ahead, so maybe that's why the gap's come down a bit, because Softy has had to overtake lapped cars. The Haas driver will be getting out of the way for Bullet anytime soon. There he goes, Bullet doesn't lose any time there. The gap 2.5 seconds, a scruffy turn 1 for Bullet. Allowed Softy to pull an extra half a second clear, and we're on our penultimate lap. It's looking good for Softy to become the 9th winner of the season. He'll be only his first win of the season, which will put him level on Jonas on the all-time winners list. But still a lap and a half to go. That's not jigs anything yet, but Softy, it is looking good for the Red Bull driver.
You 5th, James, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, it's nearly lost it. Oh.
Careful, Dan. Dan the man looking for his first podium of the season. Just has another 3 or so miles to get through. Softy was on course for his first win in Monaco a few seasons back now, but was robbed thanks to a glitch drive-through, which he received for no reason, and dropped back to the back of the field. And then the yellow flags came out for the rest of the race for like 10 laps to rub salt into the wound, so he couldn't overtake anyone and had to finish where he did. Another season he was leading out front, and then his R2 button broke on his controller, so he crashed out and lost the win that time. And now it's 3rd time lucky for Softy here in Monaco. He is surely this time going to get to the end without any problems to take win number 43 of his career. John is still racing Owen behind for P7, but this is the action at the moment. And Bulletproof with a 3rd 3-second time penalty. That's 9 seconds in total. Dan, again, too far back. But Sofcop becomes our 9th race winner from 14 rounds. The fireworks are out in Monte Carlo, and Softy wins. What a drive from him. Bulletproof comes home 2nd, just a 2nd behind on track. Dan will come home in 3rd position, and we can see a scrap pursuing behind with Owen, Phil and John as we see Dan cross the line to take his first podium of the season. And now we switch to Owen, who almost loses it, and John is now right behind him. Will Jonas get one more chance on the Mercedes driver? John is P8 from 15th on the grid. As things stand, he's going to gain 5 points on his championship leader rival. So it's not a terrible race from where he started. But he's not going to do it unless Owen makes a mistake in the final corner. Bill will take 6th. Owen 7th. John has come home 8th. And that is your grid complete as Jack and Mike continue to scrap it out for P10 and 11. I dread to think what those two are doing on track. Let's go to it. Oh, Mike loses it at the final corner, trying to get through on Jack. And Mike will come home 11th behind his arch nemesis. Dan, first podium of the season. Happy with that one?
Yep, especially after the awful start when I nearly went down the bloody run-off zone.
And of course, Jamie taking an excellent 4th place finish. Best result of his season. Great to see Jamie right back up there. And James, of course, staying out early on in the race. Where did you finish in the end, James? Was it P5?
Yeah.
5th place for James.
Lovely stuff. I love Monaco. Can we do Monaco every race?
No, Dan, we cannot. We cannot. So here then is your race results from Monaco. Softy takes the win. Bullet and Dan completing your podium. Dan not quite close enough to take advantage of Bullet's penalties. And Bullet and Softy were the exact same fastest lap of a 1:10.755. So if we had a bonus point for fastest lap, how did we do that? Would it be half a point each? Do we give them both a point?
You'd have to go by the laps they did it, because you'd just
oh, who knows that?
Softy was lap 2, but it was down on lap 13.
There you go then. The fastest lap coming from lap 2.
So you always go with who does it first, don't you?
Correct. What a lap it was there.